How's it going, everybody? David Hedge here of House Hedge Gaming, and I just got in Wonderlands War Deluxe Edition from Druid City Games. It's on the gaming table right now, so let's go open it up, see what's inside, and see on the other side of the video. Alright, so before we get to the big box for Wonderlands War, I do want to point out something here. Now, this box came with the Deluxe Edition set. This houses all of the chips that are needed for the game. And it has a magnetic lock. Open it up. Like all of these chips are in here that you'll be drawing from the entire time. You have each of the 5 different faction leaders. You have all the Wonderlandians that you'll be recruiting, both the main army characters and also different iconic items from different people, whether it be the Carpenter's Hammer. Got a little Carpenter's Hammer here. You also have... You got teapots, which is pretty cool. You also have what's called forged chips, which I'll go through when I do the playthrough for the game. And all sorts of other cool stuff in here. But best thing of all, not just because this is a very nice case to put these in by Game Trays, but also on the top here, you get to see everything where it needs to go in this box. So that's a pretty cool diagram they have for this. But this is just the top of the iceberg when it comes to this game. Now let me show you what's in the big box, and it's a lot. See? Told you it's a big box. This thing is massively huge. I'm going to apologize if I start shaking the tripod here a little bit while I'm doing this, because this box is insanely big. But let's take a look at what's inside this. I've already pulled out some of the components to check it out, but here's what you get. So first and foremost, you get the rule book. Very big rule book, but it's thin. It's an easy game to pick up, and I'll do the playthrough a little bit later on for you guys. In this as well, I got these little art prints for each of the 5 leaders in the game. So you got the Cheshire Cat here. You got the Jabberwocky. You got the Queen of Hearts. You got the Mad Hatter. And finally, you have Alice herself. All this artwork is done by Manny Tremblay. He does the same the artwork for Dice Throne. He did the artwork for Marvel Dice Throne. And I can't wait to get that in. That's going to be great. But he does an amazing job on these games, and I'm a big fan of his. All right, so you also get a little storybook, A Tale for Tea Time. Basically gives you a lot of stuff from the Wonderlands War, the backstory of everything, and it's pretty cool to see that they included this. Like, I really like that. You have the different faction bags for everybody. And so you'll never get these confused. If you do, something is wrong. But you have all the different designs, not just the different colors, but different designs, different characters on the bags. I really like the good quality on these as well. You have the Madness counters. Like, these are if you have like more than 5 is what I'm taking. That these include these 4. You have the standees, which I'll actually get into that in a minute. It surprised me when I saw these. And you have a bunch of bags for all the stuff that's in here as well. You have the 5 color player markers. These will be used for the score track and to keep track of all your upgrades throughout the game. You have your reinforcements. These are your army guys for the board, and each character has different ones. So let's actually take this out here. This is for the Jabberwocky. And not only is it a different color, but each meeple has a different pose. So this one, it's a big like monster minion for the Jabberwocky. Here you have cats for the Cheshire Cat. You have card soldiers for the Red Queen. You have, it looks like pawns for Alice. And finally, you have teacups for the Mad Hatter, or teapots. There's teacups that he uses in the game, but there's the pots. Next, I'm actually going to turn this here. Next, you have the miniatures that you would get for this game if you... Actually, more Madness tokens. Yeah. If you got the Deluxe Edition, you got the miniatures for the game. So for this, you have all of the castles that are involved with each character. Each one has different designs. So you have Alice, that's a more traditional castle. The Red Queen with her face, of course. The Jabberwocky, you have the Mad Hatter with his teapot. And you have the Cheshire Cat, which, by the way, if this was any other color than pink, this would be a little bit freaky. But, I mean, it's pretty cute. But you have all that. And then you have the Wonderlandians themselves. You have this, which is the first player marker, the Vorpal Sword. Originally in the prototype, they used a book. I really like this instead. But you have characters like, let me pull the tray out here. So you have Alice, you have the Mad Hatter, you have the March Hare, you have Humpty Dumpty. You have, oh good lord, there's actually some people, I'm not sure who they are, but I'll figure it out when I get to play the game. Actually that might be, I'm thinking this guy might be Tweedledee or Tweedledum. Because I see the other one right there looks about the same. So once I go through everybody, I'll be able to figure out what all this is. But you have the Jabberwocky down here, the Red Queen. And these miniatures, by the way, really high quality, really detailed. They did an amazing job on these things. And that's one ugly looking son of a gun. For a Jabberwocky, I would not want to run into him in a dark alley on a late night. But that's the miniatures. Now let's go see what's underneath this tray. All right, next up you have a little diagram here, which it does look a little bit confusing, I'm not going to lie, but this does give you a layout of everything that the cards do, the chips, and it gives you a layout of everything that you can do on your turn during the tea party phase. Gives you a quick reference guide to everything down here. And then on the back, when you're waging war, this is your battle plans here, what some of the chips and all can do. The in the battle phase, in the war phase, and also the different color coding on the diagram itself. So it's pretty interesting they put that in here. Like, I would expect that to be in the rule book, but you know what? I'll take it. I'm going to save this for last because this is a big board. We'll definitely do that last. All right, next we have the different character boards. So again, you have leading each army, you have the Cheshire Cat, you have the Jabberwocky, the Red Queen, the Mad Hatter, and finally you have Alice. Now, as far as the quality on this goes, the paper, like, it feels a little bit thin on the paper. I wish it's been like a thicker cardboard because these would easily get bent up. But you know what? I'm not going to argue. Like, they have it on both sides, so I guess in case one side gets messed up, you have the other side as a backup, if you will. But I wish this had been a little bit thicker, but still, really like the layout of everything for the characters. All right, next up, you have the different cards in the game. So first off, you have it's three turns in the game. So you have these decks. On the back, you'll have like 2, 3, and a 1. Tells you which deck to use during which turn. So you have those decks there. You also have your quest cards, which are both these here. Also, these will contain your Wonderlandians, which are here. And these are your ally cards. So you got Wonderlandians, you got ally cards, but the one I'm going to show you here is the first deck. The cards, very sturdy, like those, and the artwork's very clear on these. And it lets you know what you're getting. So this one, you get to lay one person, one reinforcement on the board, you get a rose chip, and you get a quest. Plain and simple. Like, these are clean, easy to understand, ready to go. And finally, you have in the box, you have the Madness die. Now this you got to roll every time you move around the board that I'm about ready to show you because that thing's insanely big. But this tells you how many Madness you get at the during each round of the tea party. Finally, one last thing that I didn't expect to get in this since I got the deluxe edition is all of the paper coins. paper tokens and everything for the game. I knew that they had to do these for the scoring and stuff like that, but you still got all of the extra accoutrement of the Wonderlandians that you can get, the different standees, also the different chips, your shields for the game, stuff like that. So you get these too, which it's interesting that they gave you both. So you can have these as backups in case you have people coming, like in case you lose some chips, or you can play with these, but save the other chips for like special occasions, stuff like that. But you still got room for these, and you got room in the tray form. So, but these are really good quality as well. Like they're thick. Let me actually pop one out here. They're like standard thick cardboard. They definitely can hold up a little bit, especially if you have any young players that get a hold of the game. These will hold up for a bit. So, again, good quality on the material for the game. So. And finally, one last thing to show you on this. Take a look on the side here. This gives you the layout of everything in the box, where you can put stuff at. I wish a lot more games that they had the chance to do that, whether it be on the box itself or just on a sheet of paper to let you know, hey, this is where everything goes. I really like this idea, and Druid City Games, excellent job on including this. It's a small detail, but for me, it's a big one. I really like this. All right, last but not least, what's inside this box is this big mamma jamma of a board game board. So you have it divided in two things. You have the tea party area here, but then you also have the different areas that you'll be fighting for in Wonderland. And the outside of the board is the classic scorekeeping track. Goes up to 49, rounds the corner, goes back to 1, and there's like little tokens you get inside the game here, to where in this corner, that corner, you can put a 50 or you can put a 100 counter marker on there to let you know how you're doing. So, but this is the game board, and I gotta tell you, the artwork on this thing is really nice. So you have Wits End, you have the Red Keep, Tulgi Woods, the Meadow of Living Flowers, and the Pool of Tears. And the board itself, it's sturdy. This thing ain't going anywhere anytime soon. It's a very good quality. The entire thing has really good quality on it. I can't say they skimped anywhere on the Kickstarter money for anything with this game. I really like this board. All the components for the game are fantastic, and I cannot wait to get this on the table. One last thing to show you here as well. There's slits on the side of the box, so it's easy to get these trays out. Again, great design on that. But this big boy here, when you're ready to put the game up, this slides perfectly in this box. So you have everything in one shot. So when I got this, I thought this was going to have to be a separate thing from this point forward. But no, being able to put it in here with everything else is a perfect way to carry this with you. Well, there you have it. That's what's inside the Wonderlands War from Druid City Games. And I cannot wait to get this on the table and do a learn to play video for you guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Everything you need to do to let people know that House Hedge Gaming is here for your gaming and wrestling needs. So until next time, guys, stay safe and take care.